Form design. To open the form design option, go to Print and Scan and select the Form Design menu button, where two options will appear as shown: Open current form or Create new form. Opening the current form option allows users to browse and open previously created form files as shown, or form files that have not been completed. For the purpose of this video, we are going to be selecting the Create new form option as shown. This will open a screen which is similar to desktop publishing packages. These icons are the same as a Word or Microsoft package. The following are concurrent with publisher packages, and the last lot as shown are unique to our form design software. We will explain their uses later in the video. The dark grey area as shown is the desktop for the form design. The lighter grey area is known as the unprintable area, where things like the clock tracks are inputted. The only thing that can be inputted into this area is a header and footer. The main area in white is where the form will be designed into. For the purpose of the form design, it is important to turn on the grid. This is because the whole system works on a grid scale, as this is the read head for the scanner, so all content must fit within the scale. As explained previously, the header and footer can be inputted into the light grey border around the form. To do this, go to Edit and select Header and Footer as shown. Here you can type in the content for both the header and the footer, and options to design them will be shown, similar to that you would have in a Word document, with editing the size, style and colour as appropriate. As you can see, the header and footer will then appear in the light grey unprintable area. The next step, and the most important, is the text and answer boxes. Select the text box icon as shown and then use the mouse to drop this onto the page. If you double click on the box, another box will appear that allows you to edit the content, the same as with the header and footer, to suit your requirements. Here you can change things such as the font, size and colour of the text as shown. You can then select the Add Answer Box icon, which is the box in which the candidates will input their answers, the box that the scanner will essentially be reading. This can be inputted in the same manner as the answer box as shown. Please note you must click back onto the icon last used to come off from this icon. To move content on the page, right click on the item you wish to move as shown, and then you can drag and drop this anywhere you please on the form. By double clicking the answer box, you can edit the answer boxes to suit the requirements of your paper, adding response options as shown and editing the layout of the box and the response options. The form design is automatically set to snap to grid, meaning that all content will essentially snap to the 4-point grid scale when moved. For the question boxes, this cannot be removed, as this is needed for the read head on the scanner. But for other content such as the text boxes, this can be turned off as shown, allowing the box to be placed anywhere within the grid scale. The system also allows users to copy and paste selected content by selecting the content you wish to copy and then using the two icons at the top left of the screen as shown. Both the icons must be selected, and you can then paste the content anywhere on the form. You can then delete content by selecting the X button as shown, or by selecting Alt-X on your keyboard. You can also add answer box labels by going to Options, Text Box Utilities, and selecting Add Answer Box Labels as shown. The answer box labels will automatically appear to the left of the answer boxes. You can also edit the answer box responses to suit your requirements. Go again to Options and select the Multiple Box Response Change, so you can then select the questions you want to change in input, making sure to put a comma in between the responses required as shown. You must then go to Options, Answer Details and select responses to show this on the form. Depending on the layout of your form, you may require the text boxes to be different sizes to accommodate your text. To do this, you must select the text box and then, using the scaling point on the outside of the box as shown, drag the box to the correct dimensions. You can change the colour of the answer boxes as shown, although you must remember that there are dropout colours for the scanner, such as red. The form allows the option to mail merge. To do this, select a text box and you can then input the content using the two arrow keys as shown to input things such as candidate numbers, first name, surname, date of birth and group as shown. You can then input content such as marking instructions to ensure candidates are aware of how to correctly mark forms. Images can also be input into the form, such as logos for example, by selecting the picture box icon as shown, where it will take you to a Browse Files folder. Remember, if more than one computer is going to be used, it is important to take images from a common source for all computers, or else they will not show up. You can then add things such as reference grids. To add a reference grid into the form, go to the reference grid icon as shown, and then, as with other icons, select on the form where you would like the grid to be placed. You can edit the reference grid accordingly to give the correct information, such as box size and colour. You can then change the spacing between answer boxes by double-clicking on the answer box, as shown, and then selecting the spacing that you would like between the answer boxes. This will allow you to input the text boxes next to the answers vertically as opposed to horizontally for design purposes, as shown. Users can also add borders that will fill an entire area or just outline an area. To do this, you must double click on the border and a box will appear giving the option to fill the box or line as shown. You can then preview the entire form by selecting File and going to Print Preview. This is the form as it would look once printed. To give you an idea of how these options can create an entire form, we have brought up 2 example forms created previously. As you can see with this first form, the user has used Mail Merge to include all of the information on the candidate. The question boxes have been decreased in size as shown to ensure that all content fits onto the form. With the second form, the reference grid is issued so that the candidate can enter the data manually onto the form. As you can see, they've put borders around the content